All right, so I am recording. We'll do gallery view today because then I can see. All right, so we will start in child's pose. Getting yourself settled in. Knees come mat width distance. Sending the hips back towards the heels. Walking the hands out in front of you. Bring the forehead down to the mat. And just start to tune in with how your body's feeling. And tune in with your breath. Becoming aware of how the sides of the bodies feel. On each exhale, letting go of a distraction. Letting go of an extra thought. And then starting to deepen your breath. Allow the breath to extend the inhale and exhale, making each inhale take longer and each exhale take longer. Feeling the fronts of the shoulders open and the hips open. And take about 3 more breaths right here. On your next inhale, make your way to a tabletop position. And just as a transition, from here we'll extend our right leg back behind us as we inhale. Then exhale, cross the right thigh behind the left thigh, move the feet slightly apart, and on an exhale, sit your hips back, finding that shoelace child's pose variation. And for your deeper stretch, you can walk your hands over to the left, stacking your right hand on top of left, and letting your head be nice and heavy. Just feeling that stretch into the hips and low back and legs and side body, particularly breathing into the right side of the rib cage. 1 more breath right here. On your next inhale, walking your hands back to center. Make your way back to your knees, uncrossing the legs. Then we'll make our way to the other side. So inhale, extend your left leg back. Exhale, cross the thighs. Inhale, adjust as needed, and then exhale, sit the hips back. You might walk your hands over to the right side this time, creating another side bend. Maybe stack left hand on top of right. You have a couple breaths right here. Inhale, tiptoe the fingers back to center. Make your way back to your hands and knees. And then just gently uncross the legs. Coming to your tabletop position now. Make sure the hands are right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. Moving into cow and cat. Inhale, drop the belly. Bring the gaze high. Open through the heart. And then exhale, curl into your cat. Press the hands and shins and tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale, drop the belly. Bring the gaze high. And exhale, curl into your cat. Feel the spine round. 1 more time. Inhale, drop the belly, bring the gaze high. And exhale, curl into your cat. Come back to your neutral spine. Flatten out the back. Reach the right fingertips forward. Left leg reaches back and off the mat. Take an inhale to establish your balance here. Then exhale, find a crunch underneath you. Feel the core contract. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, find that contraction. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. And then inhale, extend, bend your back leg, reach back and grab the inside of that foot with your hand. Start to kick into that hand. Creating your deep back bend here, feeling the stretch into the front of your left thigh and hip. Maybe even the right arm. 1 more round of breath here. Kick a little bit more on your exhale. Then inhale, gently reach the arm and leg long. The toes just come down to tap the floor. Right hand comes to the mat. Walk yourself towards the left side, pivoting on your knee to face the side of your mat, setting up for gate latch. Inhale, bring your arms to a capital T, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Then exhale, left hand to left leg, right fingertips reach up and over. Looking up towards that right arm if possible, just feeling this nice stretch here. One more round of breath. Inhale, use the right obliques to bring you back to center. Then exhale, right hand comes to the floor, left arm reaches up and over. Finding the stretch to the opposite side, maybe taking the heart to the ceiling for a gentle back bend. One round of breath here. Now taking out the back bend if you have it, keep your right hand on the floor, right knee on the floor, and just lift your left leg. So we're using the outer hip here. Take an inhale. Then as you exhale, bring the elbow to knee in front of you, finding a little crunch into the front of your body. Inhale, extend everything long. Exhale, find that contraction. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Final inhale, extend. As you exhale, left foot comes down, then pivot yourself towards the front of your mat, and then let your left knee come in, finding your tabletop once more. So we'll reverse that. So reach the left fingertips forward, right leg back. Take an inhale to find your balance. Then exhale, contract into the core. Inhale, extend everything long. Exhale, contract, feel the core engage. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Then inhale, extend, bend your back leg, reach back with that hand. Once you have it, start to kick into that hand, feeling the stretch in the front of your right leg, your back bend, and your left arm. One full round of breath here. Kick a little more on your exhale. On your next inhale, reach everything long again. Exhale, toes come to the floor, left hand plants to help pivot yourself towards the right side of your mat, setting our gate latch legs here. As you inhale, bring the arms up to a capital T shape, shoulders stack over the hips. Then exhale, right hand to right leg, left fingertips reach up and over. Feel yourself breathing into the left side of the rib cage and see if you can separate the ribs from the hips a little more on that left side. One more round of breath. Inhale, use your obliques to bring you up to center. And then exhale, left hand to the floor, right arm sweeps across. Maybe taking it into that gentle back bend, seeing how you can expand the right rib. One round of breath. Now taking out the back bend, if you have it, left hand stays on the floor, left knee is on the floor. Inhale, lift the right leg out to the side. Finding that engagement of the outer hip. As you exhale, contract elbow to knee in front of you. Inhale, extend it long. Exhale, contract. One more time, inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. And then inhale, extend. As you exhale, right foot comes to the floor, right hand comes to the floor, pivoting back to your tabletop position, right knee meets the left. From here, inhale, tuck the toes, and exhale, send the hips high, downward dog. Take a couple breaths of movement in this first down dog. You can pedal out the feet, you can bend the knees, finding whatever feels good to help you get settled in. Feeling how the backs of your legs are today, the calves. Then when you feel ready, find stillness in your dog. So let the heels lengthen towards the floor, activate the quads, press the floor away from you with your palms and all 10 fingers, that tip of the pelvis to help lift the tailbone a little bit higher. From here, bring the gaze forward, walk the feet to the top of your mat, find your ragdoll. Feet are hip width distance, legs bend, and you let the torso rest heavy over the thighs. Maybe you take opposite elbows, maybe you take your hands behind the head. Just whatever movement feels good for a full round of breath right here. Final inhale. And exhale, gently release the arms. Keep the bend in the legs and start to roll up through the spine nice and slow. Let your head be the last thing to come up. Once you arrive, big shoulder roll up and back to open through the front of the body and step the feet together underneath you. Find your standing mountain pose, Tadasana. Arms reach down by the sides, energy down through the feet and through the crown of the head. Inhale, reach the arms high, let the gaze follow. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Take a moment, bow your chin, close your eyes. Set an intention for your practice this morning. Whatever you would like to focus on for this hour. And we seal that intention with a breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Establish your Ujjayi breath. Breathe in and out through the nose. Create a little constriction at the back of the throat. An oceanic sound might start to happen with the breath. Take 2 more breaths right here. Gently blink your eyes open, moving into our Sun A. Inhale, reach the arms high, let the gaze follow. Right hand grabs the left wrist, and exhale, bend over to the right. Feel the core still active. Maybe reach the left hip to the left side. Breathe into the left rib cage. As we inhale, we use the obliques to come back to center. Switch your grip, left hand, right wrist. And exhale, bend over to the left. Inhale, use the abs to come back to center again. Exhale, gentle back bend. Maybe you cactus the arms. Feel the heart lift to the ceiling. Inhale, reach the arms high one more time. And exhale, hinge forward from the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, plant the palms, step back into your high plank. As you inhale, we shift to side plank. Left side is our base. So come to the outside of the left foot, right fingertips start to reach to the ceiling. Now for some extra engagement today, maybe you hover the right leg off the mat. Keep it strong for 1 round of breath. On your next inhale, gently come back to your high plank. Then exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. With control, the elbows hug into the body. Once you reach your belly, untuck the toes. Inhale, find a baby cobra. Lift just the top part of your chest off the floor. Maybe the hands hover. And then exhale, release it down. Inhale, tuck the toes. Press either to a high plank or through your tabletop position. And then exhale, downward dog. Once you reach your down dog, you have 2 full Ujjayi breaths. Bring your gaze forward, step your feet to the top of the mat, toes come to touch underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, let the gaze follow. Now we're taking that same kickstand here. So right leg comes out to the side of the body, just the toes are on the floor. Right hand grabs the left wrist, and on an exhale, start to bend over to the right. Once you find your side bend, you can bring your right hand to the right leg, and then give yourself some support to bend a little further. Looking up towards that left arm, take 1 more round of breath here. Make sure there isn't an arch in your lumbar spine. On an inhale, we come back up to center, both fingertips reach high, and exhale, right foot meets the left. Inhale, left foot comes out to a kickstand. Left hand grabs the right wrist, and exhale, bend over to the left. Once you establish your side bend, your left hand can come to the leg, right fingertips reach over even more, 1 full round of breath. On an inhale, the obliques bring us all the way back up to center. Exhale, feet come together. Inhale, find a gentle back bend just for a moment. Then exhale, hinge forward from the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, plant the palms, step back into your high plank. On our inhale, we come into our side plank. Right side is our base this time, so pivot to the outside of the right foot. Left fingertips start to reach to the ceiling, really stacking one side on top of the other. Maybe you lift your left leg for an extra challenge. 1 more round of breath here. On an inhale, we come back to our high plank. Exhale into your chaturanga this time. So there's that slight weight shift forward. Control the bend of your elbows, legs are active. Inhale, pull the chest through, come to your upward facing dog. And then exhale, send the hips high, downward facing dog. 2 full Ujjayi breaths here. Bring the gaze forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Feet come together underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the legs, reach the arms up nice and high. Make sure you sit deep in this first chair and that you can see all 10 toes, so that might mean shifting the hips back a little bit. The low abs are very active here. You might take an inhale to find a little back bend. And then exhale, forward fold, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale as your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left foot steps back, setting up for warrior one. Then nice and deep into that right leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, maybe cactus the arms, find a back bend. Inhale, reach the arms high one more time. Then exhale, hands come down to frame the foot, low lunge. Inhale, step your right foot back to a high plank. As we exhale, we're coming to our forearm plank. So coming down one elbow at a time. Holding here for one round of breath. From here, we inhale to a side plank. Left side is our base. So pivoting on that elbow and the outside of the foot to reach the right fingertips to the ceiling. Making sure the hips stay nice and high. Left obliques are strong. Take one more round of breath right here. Final inhale. Exhale back to our forearm plank. Bringing both arms to the floor. Run one round of breath in this forearm plank. Inhale, other side. So right side is our base. Come to your side plank. Left fingertips reach to the ceiling. Keep the core nice and strong. You have one round of breath. Next inhale, we come back to our forearm plank. Now as we exhale, we come to Sphinx pose. Let the hips come down to the floor, untuck the toes. Feel the elbows dragging the chest through the arms. The lats are active, pressing the floor away from you. Make sure the tops of the feet are pressing into the floor as well. Imagine lifting your belly button off the mat. We have 2 breaths here, nice and long in the back of the neck. On your next inhale, tuck your toes, come back to your forearm plank. We're tiptoeing our feet forward into dolphin pose. So start to tiptoe the feet forward, trying to stack the hips over the shoulders, waking up those shoulders. We have 3 full rounds of breath here in this dolphin. Keep pressing the floor away from you. Final inhale. And exhale, tiptoe the feet back to a forearm plank. Inhale here. And exhale, let the hips and knees come down to the floor. Release your chest down. Hands come by the side of the rib cage. Our inhale, we tuck the toes, either press to a high plank or through your tabletop position. And then exhale, send the hips high, downward dog. We have 3 breaths in this downward dog once you arrive. Bring your gaze forward, step or hop your feet to the top of the mat. Toes come to touch underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right foot steps back, setting up for warrior one on our second side. Then nice and deep into that left leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Maybe you cactus the arms as you find a back bend on your exhale. Inhale, reach the arms high once more. Then exhale, hands come down to frame that left foot, low lunge. Inhale, step your left foot back to meet the right, high plank. And exhale back into our forearm plank. Again, lots of planks today. From here, we're skipping the side planks and moving right to our dolphin again. So inhale, start to tiptoe the toes forward, lifting the hips up. Trying to stack the hips over the shoulders, keep pressing the floor away from you. Maybe this time you lift your right leg to the ceiling, seeing if you can stack your hips a little more. If the leg is lifted, one more inhale. Exhale, right leg comes down. Same thing other side. Inhale, left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, left leg comes down. Inhale, tiptoe the toes back into your forearm plank. And exhale to your Sphinx pose. We're only here for one inhale. Then exhale, release the chest down. Bring the hands by the sides of the rib cage, tuck the toes. As you inhale, either press to your plank or press through your tabletop position. Then exhale, send the hips high, downward dog. 2 full breaths in this downward dog. Bring your gaze forward, travel to the top of the mat, toes come to touch underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose again, Utkatasana. Bend nice and deep into those legs, reach the arms high. As you exhale, hands come to heart center, sit deeper in the legs. Inhale, left knee comes into the chest. Exhale, Shiva squat. So left knee taps the right calf, bend a little deeper into your right leg. Inhale, left knee comes back into the chest, keep the depth in your right leg. And exhale, back to your chair. Other side, inhale, right knee draws into your chest. Exhale, Shiva squat, knee taps the calf, bend deeper in your left leg. Inhale, draw the right knee back into the chest. And exhale, let the right foot come down. On your next inhale, reach the arms up one more time, keep the legs bent in your chair. And then exhale, forward fold, release over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, Vinyasa. Plant the palms, move through your flow. Every Vinyasa is optional, so you can take whatever variation you want. Once you arrive in your downward dog, inhale, right leg is high. Take a 3-legged dog for a moment. You can open the hips, bend the knee, maybe circle the ankle and knee just to feel that stretch in the front of the right leg. One more round of breath here. Make sure you have equal weight in both hands and the right shoulder square to the floor. On your next inhale, straighten your right leg, square off the hips, and exhale, crunch knee to nose. Find a contraction in the front of your body. From here, we'll just keep stepping that foot through, setting up for warrior 1. Let your left heel come down to the mat and inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, find your warrior 2. So capital T in those arms, gaze over your left fingertips or right fingertips. Make sure that the right knee is pressing outward slightly to engage the outer hip. Your left pinky toes are pressing strong into the floor. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Left hand comes to the left leg, right fingertips reach up and back. See if you can keep your core active so that there's slightly less weight in your left hand. One more inhale here. And then as we exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot, find a low lunge. Let your back knee come down, untuck the toes behind you. Then inhale, find your Anjaneyasana. Reach the arms up nice and high. As you exhale, bring the right arm back, left arm forward, gentle twist. Inhale, exalt, right hand comes to the back of your left leg, left fingertips reach up high. Find that nice stretch as we exhale. You have a full round of breath here. On your next inhale, we come back up, both arms reach high. As you exhale, right hand to the floor outside of the right leg, left fingertips reach over for a side bend. See if you can breathe again into the left side of the rib cage, separating all of those ribs, moving the rib cage away from the hips. On your next inhale, use the obliques to bring you back to center once more. And then exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Shift the weight back towards the left leg, straighten the right leg. Pulling the right hip back, right pinky toes pull back towards the face. Keeping this a very active pose, making sure your spine stays long. Maybe walking the hands back slightly. Take 2 more full breaths here. Next inhale, start to walk into that right leg again, bending it nice and deep. We set up for our lizard. So both hands come inside of the right leg, toe heel that foot outward slightly. You can either keep it square or you can reach back and grab your foot for a quad stretch, whichever your body needs today, but we have 4 breaths to do it. Two more breaths. Final inhale. Exhale, gently release that leg. Bring your hand back to the floor. Now we'll keep the foot on the outside of the hands, but make sure the hands are directly under the shoulders. From here, tuck your left toes, engage the legs so the kneecap comes off the mat, And then gently hover the right foot off the mat, keeping the connection of the right knee to the right tricep. So this should automatically engage your obliques really strong here. On your next inhale, step your right foot back into your high plank, and exhale, Vinyasa. Move through your flow, whatever that might be today. From your downward dog, inhale, left leg reaches high. Take a moment to open the hips, bend the knee, circle the ankle and knee. Whatever feels best here. One more breath. Inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, crunch knee to nose. Feel that contraction in the core. Make sure you're doming the shoulders to create some space. Now we keep contracting as we step that left foot through between the hands. Right heel comes down to the floor, and inhale, reach the arms up, warrior one. Our exhale is our warrior two. So moving right into that warrior position, capital T in the arms. Make sure you might widen your stance to give yourself a little more depth in that front leg. Right pinky toes press to the floor, left knee presses outwards slightly. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, reach the fingertips up and back. See if you can engage the core a little bit more so that there isn't quite as much weight in that right hand. We have one more inhale here. Then exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot, low lunge. Back knee comes down to the mat, untuck the toes behind you. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms reach up nice and high, hips drop nice and low. As you exhale, gently bring your left arm back, right arm forward, finding your twist. We inhale and exalt. Left hand comes to the back of the leg, right fingertips reach up and back. Full round of breath here to enjoy this stretch on the right side of the body. On your next inhale, we bring everything up again. Both hands reach high. As you exhale, left hand comes to the floor, right fingertips reach over, finding your side bend. So finding that separation of the ribs, the breath into the right side of the body. Take one more round of breath here. Using the obliques as we inhale, we come back up, reaching the arms high. And exhale, half split. Shift the weight back towards that right leg, straightening the left leg. See if you can pull the left hip up and back to drag the foot closer to you. Left pinky toes come back to the face. The more you bend the elbows, the deeper that stretch is going to become, but make sure the spine stays nice and long. We have a couple more breaths right here. Next inhale, start to bend into your left leg, finding our lizard. So both hands come inside, your left foot can toe heel outwards slightly. Then just match whatever variation you took on the first side, either keeping it square or reaching back and grabbing that foot. We have 4 full breaths in this lizard, making sure the hips drop nice and low. Two more breaths. Final inhale. And exhale, gently release that leg. Let both hands come back inside of your left foot. Toe heel the left foot in slightly. Make sure the hands are right underneath the shoulders. Tuck the right toes, engage the leg so the kneecap comes off the mat. Then inhale, lift your left foot off the floor. Keep the knee touching the tricep to feel that connection in your obliques. On your next inhale, step your left foot back to meet the right high plank. And exhale, Vinyasa. Move through your flow. Make sure you're keeping your conscious Ujjayi breath the entire time. Once you reach your downward dog, we have 3 cleansing breaths. So deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more times, inhale. Deep exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Seal the lips, find your Ujjayi breath again, in and out through the nose. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, step through between the hands, setting up for crescent lunge. Left heel presses forward. Inhale, the arms reach up. Make sure the hips are still nice and square. We're lifting at the front of that left hip to engage the core and lengthen the back. One more inhale here. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward, finding a gentle twist. Our inhale is our exalt, right hand to the back of the left leg, reach the fingertips up. Now imagine you're swimming backstroke. As you exhale, the left fingertips keep going back to windmill into your warrior two. Nice, inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, reach the fingertips up and back. And then exhale, extended side angle. Elbow comes to the knee, left arm sweeps across the body. Now we're working on the no hands here again today, so before you remove the arm from the equation, make sure that you're lengthening the right side of the body, contract the left obliques, and then gently start to reach your right fingertips forward, keeping parallel arms. One round of breath here. As you inhale, bring the body up to star pose, arms stay above the head, legs straighten, heels come in, toes go out. As you exhale, find your goddess, hands come to heart center. Take a moment in this goddess, make sure your tailbone is dropping low, the knees are pressing out over the toes. Now bring the hands behind the ears as you inhale, elbows out to the side. As you exhale, right elbow to right thigh, finding a contraction into your obliques. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, other way. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right elbow. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, back to center. From here, straighten both legs. Inhale, reach the arms high as you bring the feet parallel, so toes point forward. And then exhale, hinge forward from the hips, forward fold, prasarita. Whichever arm variation feels good today, you can feel free to take. Just finding something that you can hold for about 4 breaths. Try to keep the hips aligned over the ankles, the weight in the toes and the legs active. The crown of the head should be the heaviest part of your torso. 2 more breaths. Gently start to walk your hands under your face wherever you are. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hips, come all the way up to standing. We're setting up for triangle at the front of our mat, so pivot the right toes to face the front. If you need to narrow the stance in your feet, feel free. Inhale, reach your arms out to a capital T. Start to reach the right fingertips forward, left hip back, then tip into your Trikonasana as you exhale. Remembering minimal weight in that right hand, we're eventually going to remove it from the equation again. Before we do, make sure you contract the left side, press both feet into the floor, and start to reach your right hand forward. From here, you can reach your left arm forward as well to find a parallel position with the arms. Keep both sides of the body as long as you can. One more inhale here. Exhale, traditional triangle arms. Right fingertips reach back down, left fingertips high. Shift your gaze down towards the right foot. As we inhale, we're finding half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Shift the weight forward, lift your left leg off the mat. Now see if you can find that contraction in the left side like we did in our triangle to find that nice lift of the right fingertips off the floor. Keep the obliques really strong. Left leg is strong. One more inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Start to square off the hips, bringing the hands to heart center. From here, keeping the hands at heart center, we find our warrior 3. So inhale, start to kick your left leg back. Try not to tip over like I just did. Keep the hips square to the floor, nice and strong through the legs. One more inhale here. Exhale, low lunge. Hands frame that right foot. Left leg reaches back behind you. Inhale, step the right foot back to meet the left. Exhale, Vinyasa. Move through your flow. Two full breaths in your downward dog once you arrive. On your next inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, step through between your hands, setting up for your crescent. Right heel presses forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Check that the hips are square. Drop them nice and low. Bend deep into your left leg. One more inhale. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Find your twist. Our inhale, we exalt. So left hand comes to the back of the right leg. Right fingertips reach up. Now as you exhale, backstroke it. Right arm reaches all the way back to pivot the body into our warrior 2. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Reach the left fingertips up and back. Find that deep side bend. Then exhale, extended side angle. Elbow comes to the thigh, right arm sweeps across the body. Now take a moment, make sure your legs are nice and strong. Now contract the right side of the body to lengthen the left side. Separate the ribs from the hip. From here, we start to remove the left arm from the thigh, reaching it forward. Both arms are parallel, one round of breath. Inhale, star pose, keep the arms above the head. So straighten both legs, heels come in, toes go out. Now this time as we find our goddess, we keep the arms up. So exhale, bend into your legs. Notice how when the arms are straight to the ceiling, it's harder to keep the rib cage knitted together. So see if you can broaden the back, narrow the front. Now we're taking the same oblique crunches, but with the arms overhead. So take an inhale here. Exhale, bend over to the left side first. Now notice how it's a little harder when the arms are overhead. Inhale, use the obliques to bring you back to center. Exhale, over to the right. Try to keep the arms in line with the shoulders so we're bending from the side body. Inhale, back to center. We have one more round. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back to center. As you exhale, bring the arms behind the back, straighten the legs, pivot the toes so they both face parallel and interlace the fingers. Inhale, open through the heart, reach the hands down to the floor. Then exhale, fold forward into your second Prasarita. Allow the hands to fall away from the tailbone. Give yourself a shoulder opener. Make sure that the weight stays in the toes. You have 4 breaths. Two more breaths. Bringing your hands back to your tail first, then all the way down to the floor. Inhale, find a halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Bring your hands to your hips, come all the way up to standing. Setting up for triangle on our second side. Pivot the left toes to face the front of the mat. Narrow your stance if needed. Inhale, bring your arms up to a capital T shape. Start to reach your left fingertips forward, right hip back. Then exhale, tip into your Trikonasana. Left hand is in the equation to start so that you have a little bit more support. Now, same as extended side angle, contract the right side of your body, lengthen the left side. From here, you can start to reach your left fingertips forward, right arm falls in line, so finding the parallel arms here. One round of breath. Final inhale. Exhale, traditional triangle arms, right fingertips reach up, left down. Bring your gaze down to your left foot. Inhale, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Shift the weight forward, lift the right leg off the mat. Once you establish that half moon, contract the right side of the body, lengthen the left side, and see if you can lift the left fingertips off the mat. One round of breath here. One more inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend the left leg, right knee taps the left calf. Keep that focus towards the floor because from here we inhale to our warrior 3. Hands stay at heart center, start to kick that right leg back. Keep everything square to the floor. One more inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Hands frame the left foot, right leg comes down. Inhale, high plank, left foot meets the right. And exhale, Vinyasa. Move through your flow. Once you reach your downward dog, bring your hands a little closer to each other. Gaze comes forward. Inhale, hop it to your Malasana. So you can step or hop your feet forward. Dropping the hips down, heels are in, toes are out. Hands come to heart center. We have a couple breaths here, and then we'll work into an optional arm balance. So at first, just let your elbows press into the thighs. Keep the hands pressing into your heart center. Couple more breaths. Final inhale. Exhale, hands come to the floor, optional Bakasana practice. So straightening those legs, bringing the feet parallel, starting to lift to the toes, bending the knees, chaturanga the elbows to shift your weight forward. Lifting the tailbone as high as you can, and bringing the heels towards the tailbone. See if you can hold it for 3 breaths. Gently bring your feet down to the floor and then straighten your legs. Take a moment, cha-cha the legs, whatever you need. Releasing through the arms, releasing through the hips. Then toe heeling the feet together underneath your traditional Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Then exhale, hands come to heart center, working into our side bending tree pose today. So right leg is first, so root down through your left foot. Bend your right leg, find external rotation. From here, you can find your height of leg, either to your calf or inner thigh. Now, before we do anything, establish your balance in the legs first. So make sure that the left leg is rooting down into the floor. The right foot's pressing into the left thigh is pressing into the right foot. Opposition is key here. As you inhale, reach your fingertips to the ceiling. As you exhale, right hand comes to the right thigh. Now feel that same pressure. Push into that thigh as you start to reach your left fingertips over and press the left hip to the left. So as much as you reach, the more you have to press the hips in opposition. One round of breath once you establish your side bend. As you inhale, start to come back to center. Everything has to move at the same rate. Reach your right fingertips high, then bring your hands to heart center. Legs are still in tree pose. Inhale, draw the right knee into the chest, one-legged Tadasana. And exhale, right foot meets the left on Samastitihi. Take a moment here. Same thing other side. So shift the weight over to the right leg. Root down through that floor. Left knee bends, find your external rotation, then draw the leg up and place it to your desired height. First, establish opposition in the legs. So left foot presses into right inner thigh, right leg presses into left leg. That should make you feel way more stable here. Now, as you inhale, reach both sets of fingertips high. Exhale, left hand to the left thigh. Now, before we move, feel that pressure. Push your left hand into your left leg. Now, inhale, start to reach the right fingertips up and over, and as much as you reach, the right hip has to move to the right. So you're counterbalancing everything with constant opposing forces. One round of breath once you establish your side bend. On an inhale, start to move everything back to center, making sure everything moves at the same rate. Reach your left fingertips high, then exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, left knee draws into the chest, one-legged Tadasana. And then exhale, left foot meets the right, Samastitihi, standing mountain pose. From here, we inhale into our chair pose once more. Bend the legs, reach the arms up nice and high. We exhale to a seat. So as slow as you can, just starting to lower yourself down with control, eventually sitting down to the floor. Straightening the legs out in front of you once you arrive, setting up for Paschimottanasana. Legs drop together, feet flex. Inhale, reach. Excuse me. Inhale, reach the arms high. Then exhale, fold forward over the legs. Grabbing on wherever it feels good, using your arms to actively pull you forward. You have 3 more rounds of breath. Final inhale. And exhale, gently release your feet. Come all the way back up. Draw the right knee into the chest, then over the leg, setting up for our seated twist. Left leg can bend in if you want. Right hand comes behind the body. Left arm reaches up and over. Establishing your twist here. You'll take an inhale, find some length. And then exhale, start to twist, gazing over that right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Final inhale. Then exhale, gently release, bringing your arms to the left side of the body, just finding a gentle push-up here. Then straightening the arms and the left leg, we bring our right foot to the left inner thigh for our revolved Janu Shirshasana. So second side bend here. Let the left hand come down inside of the leg, then come down to the elbow. Inhale, reach the right fingertips high, open the heart to the side of the room. Then exhale, start to reach the right fingertips over, grabbing for the foot if available. Otherwise, thinking about tucking that left shoulder inside of the left leg, making sure the right hip is heavy and that we're constantly opening the right side. We have 2 more breaths right here. On your next inhale, right fingertips bring you all the way up for our gate latch. Right hand plants to the side of the right glute. Shift your weight to your knee and shin and sweep the left arm across the body to reach the heart to the ceiling. We have 1 round of breath here. Maybe find a back bend. Final inhale. And exhale, make your way back down the way you went in, bringing the hip down to the floor and then straightening both legs out in front of you. We'll take all that on the other side. So draw the left knee into the chest, cross the foot over the thigh for our seated twist. Right leg can bend in optionally. Left hand comes behind the tailbone, right arm hooks around the left leg. Take an inhale to find some length. And exhale, twist, seated twist first. There you go. Cross the thigh over, yep. 1 step ahead. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Final inhale. And exhale, gently release your twist. Both hands come to the right side of the body, little push-up. And then gently sit back up again. Now we get to do Janu Sirsasana. So straighten that right leg. Left foot comes to the right inner thigh. Right hand comes inside of the leg, coming to the elbow. Inhale, reach the left fingertips to the ceiling, and then exhale, reach it over. Taking whatever variation you want, thinking about tucking the right shoulder inside of the right leg while spiraling the left side open. Think about the left hip staying really heavy. 2 more breaths. Inhale, let the left fingertips bring you all the way back upright for our gate latch. Left hand plants by the hip. Shift your weight to your knee and shin. Reach your right arm across and back. Maybe establish a back bend here, shining the heart to the ceiling. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, gently make your way back down again, bringing both legs out in front of you once you arrive. Coming to our boat pose to get to our back. So bend the legs, feet plant on the floor. If you need to shift forward, we will eventually lie down. Establish your boat pose first, so knees are bent, arms reach out forward. Now taking some movement in our boat pose today. As you inhale, straighten the legs, point the toes to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, see if you can twist, bringing both knees to the left side. Inhale, lengthen, square everything to the middle. Exhale, bend and twist the other way. It's as much about balance as it is contracting the side of the body. We do that 1 more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, knees to the left and twist. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, knees to the right and twist. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, low boat. Come nice and low. Hover the shoulders, hover the feet. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Release on 1. Shoulders come down, knees draw into the chest. Gently release the feet to the floor. We'll set up for figure 4 from here. So bring the right ankle to the left knee. We'll inhale, draw the legs into the chest, grabbing onto the left leg. Taking any movement that might feel good today. So maybe a little rock side to side. That can sometimes feel nice. Making sure that your spine stays long on the floor so the tailbone stays really heavy. Take a couple more breaths right here. Final inhale. Now keep hold of your left leg. As you exhale, the right leg releases long onto the mat. Then switch your grip to over the left shin if you're still grabbing under the leg. Then take an inhale. As you exhale, supine twist. Left leg moves across the body. You can take whichever variation you want here. So the leg can stay bent. If you want to take eagle legs, just anything that feels good. Allow your gaze to shift over to the left if that feels good. Maybe let the eyes close. You have 5 breaths here. Gently bring your gaze back to center, and then your legs back to center. Draw your knees into your chest for a moment. Give yourself a little squeeze. Then we'll make our way to the other side. So let the feet come to the floor, left ankle comes to the right knee. Inhale, draw the legs into the chest, and then as you exhale, start to pull them in towards you with your arms. Again, lengthen the tailbone to the floor. Maybe try shifting side to side a little bit. Notice how that changes the stretch in the legs. You have a few more breaths right here. Final inhale. And exhale, keep hold of the right leg. Left leg extends long onto the mat. Switch the grip to over the right shin. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, supine twist. Right leg crosses over the body. Take whatever variation you did on the first side. Make sure you feel symmetrical. Allow the eyes to close. You have another 5 breaths here. Gently bring the gaze back to center and then the legs back to center. Drawing the knees into the chest one more time. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe tuck the chin into the chest, feeling a contraction into the front of your body. Take one more inhale, gather in any extra tension. And exhale, Shavasana. Let the legs move long, arms release down by the sides. Allow the eyes to close. Let go of everything we've done in our practice. Allow the breath to find its natural rhythm and the mind to clear. Let the eyebrows relax and the eyes fall back into the socket. Let the jaw unclench and the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. In that same way, start to make your way down your entire body. Imagine that you're becoming heavier and sinking into something soft like sand. And for the next few minutes, just enjoy this Shavasana. If you're feeling ready to start waking up, start by deepening your breath. Maybe start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe let your head rock side to side. If it feels good, you can reach your arms back behind you, finding a good morning stretch. And then gently draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And keeping your eyes closed in whatever way feels good, making your way to a seat. Keeping your focus internal. Once you arrive in the seat, allow your hands to come to heart center and your chin to bow. And take a moment to thank yourself for doing something good for your mind and body for an hour out of your morning. The light within me meets, greets, and honors the light within you. Namaste. Good work. All right, I think you're unmuted.